Later on, towards the end of our marriage, she spent a full week in the intensive care unit because one night, as I and our oldest child were playing with the computer games,
nothing will keep us together. We could steal time just for one day. We can be friends forever and ever. What do you say?
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. It's going to be warmer today, according to the forecast, mid-80s. So as soon as it starts getting really warmer outside, I'm going to already have shut my windows to keep the cooler air inside. It does work to do that. It's not perfect, of course. It still gets warm, but at least it traps the cooler air inside. We have a forest block right next to us. There is some coverage from just direct sunlight for at least part of the day. So it'll like hit the roof or some such, but not the entire house. And it's only later on in the day that it hits the entire house. So that helps. Thumbs up for that. And of course, front loading of videos. Hey, if you like what you see and hear, if you could toss me a like, that'd be cool. If you like what you hear and see as well, and you haven't subscribed to the channel, that'd be awesome if you could. If you could leave me a comment, that would be double plus good. I try to answer as many as I can, as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons, these literally beautiful and literally awesome people who help keep me and my pets alive. Hokey smokes. Without these people's help, we would all be hosed like Christmas monkeys, and trust me, that is not a good way to be hosed. Hokey smokes. If you would like to help me out and become a patron, there are links in the video description. Thumbs up for that. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there's a link to a PayPal. If you'd like to help me out without sending money at all, there's links to an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food on it. Thumbs up for that. So hey, front loading of videos over. Yay! Yesterday I said I was going to largely have a shorter vlog, and then I spoke for 20 minutes anyway. Today, probably a much shorter one. When I went on walkies, I had just a lot of thinking about my late wife. I didn't mean to, I didn't really want to, but I have been sliding into a trough, and the thing about consciously noting something is, by the time you notice something, it's been happening for a while. So by the time I noticed that I was heading in, oh, my little hamster is drinking water. Oh, okay. Little ghost. But by the time you notice something happens, that means it's been going on for a while. By the time I noticed that I was sliding into a depression trough, I'd already been sliding into the depression trough for a while. I was feeling melancholy and sad, and then realized from the feelings afterward, oh, hokey smokes, I'm sliding down. So the fact that I was thinking about sad and depressing things because of what's going on up here, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I had the timeline sort of incorrect yesterday when I was speaking about my late wife. We had our first child together. It was during the pregnancy of our second child that she had to go to the hospital like 4 months into the pregnancy and had to spend time there because she went into early labor that early, like 4 months. And so when that happens, you have to be put into a major stress-free environment. And that's where she was, in a major stress-free environment as best they could. Unfortunately, there had to be an emergency cesarean birth because the cord had wrapped around our child's neck, and it was get it done or child is going to die. So I rushed to Seattle as they were getting the surgery ready, and then her third child, our second child, was born. It was then that her heart failed so badly that she had to go and have her heart valve surgery. Later on, of course, she had more horrible things happen. After all, one of her ovaries exploded and she had to have a full hysterectomy because her abdomen was filling with blood and she was going to die that way. Later on, towards the end of our marriage, she spent a full week in the intensive care unit because one night, as I and our oldest child were playing with the computer games, She had a massive seizure, called 911. They came in and got her. She had a huge bleed inside of her head. Her brain filled with not her brain. Of course, her brain is filled with blood. The cranium, the part of your head that's not supposed to have blood in it, filled with blood. She survived it, but there was even more she had happen. Her life, I talk about my life being bad. I say I would not want my worst enemy to have my life, and I mean it, but I lived at least. I didn't have to take so much medication every day that it was like eating a meal's worth of meds, and I lived past age 41. I mean, my life sucks, but she died. Her life sucked a whole lot worse. And there was more that happened, talking about various times she was on extra blood thinners because of blood clots, and again, glad I married her. I loved her, she loved me, we were in a tight orbit together, but Hokey smokes. Ruminating about her life and the things that happened to her and the things that happened to us and how I barely survived it is not a ton of fun. But I spent a lot of time dwelling on stuff like that on my walk. And of course, the other bad thing about being in a depression trough is everything feels worthless. My talking about my creative project that I am hoping to get back onto enough ADHD meds that I can break through everything and actually write it out. My hopes for that. What the heck? Here's the other bad part about not being on good and proper ADHD meds. I have lost entirely what I was just saying. It just got yanked out of my head. The entire train of thought. It is gone. Wait, I think I might be feeling a bread trail. Yes, how everything feels worthless. Oh my God, that was painful. Because I am sliding downward, everything feels painful, even painful. Everything feels dull and worthless, even and especially the stuff that I'm working on with my project with the inside-outside razor's edge and with the Cryptid stuff. I mean, I feel foolish even thinking about this sort of thing because of the slide down into the depression trough. You have to remember though, and I do remember this, so it's okay, depression does lie to you. Things look bad when you are depressed because you are looking through depression-colored lenses. And half of the equation that leads to life sucks is a part of the glasses you're looking through. If you take off the glasses, the equation that you're left with doesn't make sense. You put on the glasses, the other part of the equation there, and of course it makes sense that everything is terrible and wrong and nothing is any good. Take those glasses off, you see the equation is false. Hey, no, everything isn't just bad and awful. But I'm having to look through these depression glasses right now, and that sucks. Everything just is tasteless and empty. And it's gonna get worse because I'm just starting the slide. So thumbs up. Hopefully the antidepressant effect of the Wellbutrin will start to kick in here soon. That would be nice. I am on a regular dosing of twice a day again, and even though it's a low amount, it's better than nothing. So here's hoping. I mean, I do get some effect from it, just not the mental part yet. I get energy. I get energized when I take my first dose in the morning. I don't get energized in the afternoon. All I'm able to do is retain some of my ability to concentrate and focus and remember and think. Concentration and focusing are two different things. I'll have to describe that later. But I just get that ability to retain stuff. If I take it at 6 o'clock, by the time I go walkies, the effect hasn't kicked in yet. I can't remember what I was thinking about. Joy. So I have to remember to take it closer to 3 so I can remember the things that I was talking about. So life has been fun that way, and it's been joyous. I still made my walk up to Walmart and back. I took a shower yesterday, and then within the hour got up and took the 6-mile walk to Walmart. I tried to rush it yesterday. I didn't shave my hair. Shave my hair. Of course I don't shave my hair. I didn't trim my hair to get it shorter. I trimmed my beard, and then I just took a regular shower, so it took an hour and a half instead of 2 hours from beginning to end, which did in fact give me that time to relax a little bit before I went on my 6-mile walk. Oh my God, I was hurting so bad when I got back. Part of that, of course, is depression makes pain hurt worse. And of course, increased pain makes depression worse, which makes pain worse, which makes it's a nice spiral downward. So everything hurts more right now, on top of the fact that I had an hour and a half of moderate exercise to shower for me, and then going for that walk. I really pushed it. Yay! Hurt a lot though. Tried to think about stuff that's going on, remembered some things, thought about others, did a little bit, trying to remember the things that I did, but depression also affects your memory. So, joy? Part of it in some was just thoughts of people who have there are various kingdoms and fiefdoms inside of the cryptid world, because they don't live according to our rules for our world. They don't have to. They can interact with our world at will. Unless you have the vision, you cannot interact with the cryptid world in the slightest. You cannot see it, access it, or even know it's there. Unless your third eye opens, your vision clears, and you have your vision. Then you can see cryptid stuff. But because they don't live as we do, they're still somewhat human, but not. Expressed cryptids are more human than naturalized cryptids, but these most naturalized cryptids especially are not human. They don't think like we do. They didn't have to evolve under the same circumstances as we did. They wouldn't think like we do. We think the way we do because of pressures as we have advanced and evolved through the thousands and millions of years. If our world was different, we would think differently, but we don't. Cryptids that live with us don't have that. They've had different pressures. They think differently. They're not more feral, but they don't think like we do. So when they're hungry and they need to eat, they just walk into a store and grab something and eat it. Why would you pay for it? And if they're irritated, they will just strike out at whatever makes them angry. The negative cryptids, positive and neutral ones won't. But even positive cryptids will do their best to still survive in a world that doesn't even perceive them. Now, of course, there are artisans, those who can create focuses. That's just creating a focus of energy, putting it into an object, and then that object has that focus's focus. It might be something like it repels mice. There's something about that focus that gives off something that repels mice. It's not magic, it's science, but it's a science that 99.9999999% of the population doesn't even know is there. And the ones that do, they don't really care about finding out. So those that can make focuses, there are a lot of people that can make the not all that powerful ones, and it becomes a smaller amount for those that can make focuses and put them into objects that are more powerful. The 1% that can really make objects, they make dangerous objects, because if you're in the top 1%, if your focus ability is that strong, you're pretty Looney Tunes up here. But these focuses they're very common. There are focuses that you can wear. There are as a cryptid, there are focuses that you can give to normal humans and they can use. If a normal human picks up one that adds the focus's power to your natural abilities, you can put on the glasses, wear the hat, wear the amulet, put on the coat, whatever the focus is in, and it takes your cryptid vision from 20, 30, 40 to 70. Suddenly you put that on, you can see the world as it really is according to the cryptids. So a lot of people can make a lot of focuses. A lot of cryptids can make a lot of focuses. And the more powerful ones are more rare, but they're still not all that rare. The really powerful things are. I've mentioned before there is a sword called Spellsinger, and once again on another day I'm going to talk about that because I consider it one of the more terrifying artifacts that there can be, because it is unstoppable. It was created to destroy werewolves by one of those 1%ers, and it is always seeking to destroy werewolves. Always. And it will destroy human minds and bodies to hunt werewolves. It is unstoppable in that fashion. It is a terrifying object. Not even that powerful, but it will not stop. Nobody knows that knows of this thing knows what to do about it. It is a major thing of just chaos, destruction, and death, and it is just, wah. So again, another day I will talk about that. But yes, you've got people that make these things, and of course there are some cryptids that have the ability to cloak their... You, as a cryptid, give off something that other cryptids can look at and automatically tell just by looking. You can be physically identical to 9 other people, stand up against the wall with them, and another cryptid could look and go, oh, them. And that's you instantly. There's something about you they can see. Some cryptids can cloak that. There are objects you can wear that will cloak you. They don't always work, especially against stronger ones, but you have the higher level people making those. Any one of these cryptids could wear it, and if it's strong enough, they wouldn't even show up as a cryptid. Even humans would interact with them normally. So, cool. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people have left me a comment in the past 24 hours. It's not many, but anything more than 0 is awesome. Thank you very, very much. And of course, if you've watched this far, thank you so much. You didn't have to. No one's got a weapon forcing you to watch. If you have watched this far, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count in American Sign Language, well, you've already seen how my brain works, or doesn't. We have the Horror Files. Thumbs up, thank you very much, and good to see you in the comments. Zach likes music, greatly appreciated, and thumbs up. Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments, my friend. And Hokey smokes, I sure hope it cools down for you. Loco 5, yeah, you earwormed that song right into my head. Thank you very much. Josh Sanabria, thumbs up and thank you. Adrian, greatly appreciated. And yeah, life is, as long as we live in a hyper-capitalistic society, yeah. Ravinian, thumbs up, thank you very, very much, greatly appreciated. Ben B, thumbs up and thank you. And Hokey smokes, her life was just awful. But, you know, life is life. And that is 8 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thumbs up, thank you. You get me out of my head and into the world dealing with real people, if only for a short time, and if only in text, but it is appreciated. Also, Hokey smokes, I'm going to play more stuff today. I played a lot of Grim Dawn yesterday, and that's an awesome game, so if you like Diablo-likes, that's an awesome one to play. And I'm going to try and do other things as well. So hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done. And if you can't, don't beat yourself up. That won't help. It will only make you feel bad for no good purpose. And of course, since there are diseases and pandemics raging with people dying from the current pandemic every single day, please take appropriate smart precautions for your area and situation. Get vaxxed if you can, get a booster if you can. Just take precautions. You don't need to get sick. You don't need to suffer long-term effects. You don't need to risk death. Oy vey. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.